Information sharing. Leading principle. Market participants are expected to be clear and accurate in their communications and to protect confidential information to promote effective communication that supports a robust, fair, open, liquid, and appropriately transparent FX market. 1. Handling confidential information. Principle 19. Market participants should clearly and effectively identify and appropriately limit access to confidential information. Market participants should identify confidential information. Confidential information includes the following information not in the public domain received or created by a market participant. 1. FX trading information. This can take various forms, including information relating to the past, present, and future trading activity or positions of the market participant itself or of its clients, as well as related information that is sensitive and is received or produced in the course of such activity. Examples include, but are not limited to, details of a market participant's order book, other market participants' axes, spread matrices provided by market participants to their clients, orders for benchmark fixes. 2. Designated confidential information. Market participants may agree to a higher standard of non-disclosure with respect to confidential, proprietary, and other information, which may be formalized in a written non-disclosure or a similar confidentiality agreement. Identification of confidential information should be in line with any legal or contractual restrictions to which the market participant may be subject. Market participants should limit access to and protect confidential information. Market participants should not disclose confidential information except to those internal or external parties who have a valid reason for receiving such information, such as to meet risk management, legal and compliance needs. Market participants should not disclose confidential information to any internal or external parties under any circumstances where it appears likely that such party will misuse the information. Confidential information obtained from a client, prospective client, or other third party is to be used only for the specific purpose for which it was given, except as provided above or otherwise agreed with a client. Market participants should disclose at a high level how confidential information, in the form of FX trading information, is shared internally in accordance with this principle. Market participants acting as prime brokers should have an appropriate level of separation between their prime brokerage business and their other sales and trading business. To avoid any potential conflict of interest, a prime broker should have appropriate information barriers in place. Prime brokers should be transparent as to the standards they require and adopt. Operators of trading platforms that feature tags should ensure that the practice of re-tagging is fit for purpose and not used to facilitate trading among participants where one party has already previously requested to avoid facing another. Principle 20. Market participants should not disclose confidential information to external parties except under specific circumstances. Market participants should disclose confidential information only under certain circumstances. These may include, but are not limited to, disclosure to agents, market intermediaries, or other market participants to the extent necessary for executing, processing, clearing, novating, or settling a transaction, with the consent of the counterparty or client. Required to be publicly disclosed under applicable law, or as otherwise requested by a relevant regulatory or public authority, as requested by a central bank acting for policy purposes. To advisors or consultants on the condition that they protect the confidential information in the same manner as the market participant that is disclosing the confidential information to such advisors or consultants. Market participants may actively choose to share their own prior positions and or trading activity so long as that information does not reveal any other party's confidential information and the information is not shared in order to disrupt market function or hinder the price discovery process or in furtherance of other manipulative or collusive practices. Market participants should only ask for confidential information where it is appropriate to do so consistent with Principle 20. When determining whether to release confidential information, market participants should take into account applicable law, as well as any agreed-to restrictions that may limit the release. 2. Communications. Principle 21. Market participants should communicate in a manner that is clear, accurate, professional, and not misleading. Communications should be easily understood by their intended recipient. Therefore, market participants should use terminology and language that is appropriate for the audience and should avoid using ambiguous terms. To support the accuracy and integrity of information, market participants should attribute information derived from a third party to that third party. Identify opinions clearly as opinions. Not communicate false information. Exercise judgment when discussing rumors that may be driving price movements. Identify rumors as rumors. And not spread or start rumors with the intention of moving markets or deceiving other market participants. Not provide misleading information in order to protect confidential information, for example, when executing partial orders. Accordingly, market participants could, if asked, decline to disclose whether their request to transact is for the full amount rather than inaccurately suggest that it is for the full amount. Market participants should be mindful that communications by personnel reflect on the firm they represent as well as the industry more broadly. Principle 22. Market participants should communicate market color appropriately and without compromising confidential information. The timely dissemination of market color between market participants can contribute to an efficient, open, and transparent FX market through the exchange of information on the general state of the market, views, and anonymized and aggregated flow information. Firms should give clear guidance to personnel on how to appropriately share market color. In particular, communications should be restricted to information that is effectively aggregated and anonymized. To this end, communications should not include specific client names, other mechanisms for communicating a client's identity, or trading patterns externally, for example, code names that implicitly link activity to a specific market participant or information specific to any individual client. Client groups, locations, and strategies should be referred to at a level of generality that does not allow market participants to derive the underlying confidential information. Communications should be restricted to sharing market views and levels of conviction, and should not disclose information about individual trading positions. Flows should be disclosed only by price range and not by exact rates relating to a single client or flow, and volumes should be referred to in general terms, other than publicly reported trading activity. Option interest not publicly reported should only be discussed in terms of broadly observed structures and thematic interest. References to the time of execution should be general, except where this trading information is broadly observable. Market participants should take care when providing information to clients about the status of orders to protect the interests of other market participants to whom the information relates. Market participants should not solicit confidential information in the course of providing or receiving market color. Operators of trading platforms that feature tags should only disclose user information that has been clearly stated in their disclosure documents. If feasible, anonymous trading platforms should strive to make available to users whether a counterparty or potential counterparty to a trade has represented that it has signed a statement of commitment to the current version of the FX Global Code. Principle 23. Market participants should provide personnel with clear guidance on approved modes and channels of communication. Market participants should communicate with other market participants through approved methods of communication that allow for traceability, auditing, record-keeping, and access control. Standards of information security should apply regardless of the specific mode of communication in use. Where possible, market participants should maintain a list of approved modes of communication, and it is recommended that communication channels on sales and trading desks be recorded, particularly when being used to transact or share market color. Market participants should give consideration, under exceptional circumstances, to allowing the use of unrecorded lines but should provide guidance to personnel regarding any permitted use of such unrecorded lines or devices.